major success so far has been unlikely in the women's market. You know, something that just bugged everybody out. We had a huge success with my daughters. They knew what they wanted. They were young entrepreneurs. They wanted to be in the game. They was already studying what me and Uncle Russell was doing for years, and they wanted in.
The girls came and said, we want to do this sneaker called Cake. They originally said Cake.
So they were excited. They came up with the name for the company. They knew where they were going.
You know, I was like, cake is good. I think about the mother and the daughter baking cakes. But I said, make it better. And in 2 seconds, they were like, pastry's it. And I said, okay, now it's a big idea.
All of a sudden, Rev says, you know, I can't come to New York City. I got an idea for you. I got a way we can, work on getting the young girls. We'll come up with a concept, work with the girls.
And we were in the middle, Russell saying, push Arthur Ashe. And one sneaker, one idea, one time. I said, no, this is it. This is the opportunity and their flavor and they're young. And Russell gave me slack off it. He never believed.
Russell wasn't sure about doing anything with any other people or entertainers or my daughters or anything. But, he finally came around and said, I'm in. And when he said, I'm in, Solomon and them went to work. Pastries wouldn't have happened at the rate that it happened without the Dabbas. They wanted it, they saw it, nobody else around them saw it. It was obvious to them and not so obvious to everybody else.
I was like, let's try it, go gung-ho with it, I think it's gonna work. And once the girls only needed one person to be on their side.
It was, to some a long shot, but to Vida a all-out smash. They knew what they had on their hands.
I started learning the power of advertising, and I felt if I could get a little love out of the TV show, and then I could invest some dollars behind it, maybe I could come up and, really go against Nike or some of the Adidas people. Not really against, travel in the circles of.
So they put their money where their mouth was. They fought to get it. I remember his father calling me every day saying, I want to close this deal, Joey. And I was like, wow. And they offered us a great deal for pastry, and the girls just flew.
We came out with this idea. We were 1,000 to 1. Everybody thought we were going to fail. But bing, we were right on the money. Even till today, Nike's looking over their shoulder to see where we are. Actually, they say they want to see us win so that we can help create and, innovate these categories and things like that.
130 million retail is no small number. And that's what's been pushing Run Athletics forward, has been that. And now we have Diggy.
Shift culture was spawned from an episode of Run's House, actually. It was initially Diggy coming up, envying his sisters and saying, man, I want to do my own thing.
And he was just obviously the coolest guy in this house, as far as Run's House, to anybody who watched the show. And, we had to try to talk him into wanting to not only love fashion and sneakers and stuff, but you should do your own. And he was like, all right, let me figure this out. And he was running around pitching stuff.
Diggy was 13 at the time.
Diggy, before anybody would think of anything, Saul was like, I want him. And he was like, I want him, signed up, sealed, delivered. And they was like, why? Like, he's just a kid. Like, I know he's flavor.
I wasn't that I was against it. I was like, I'm not coming up to Russell with another idea like that. And Russell's like, this is the best thing ever. Go hard.
Have nothing going for him. He was such a gangster. He's like, I don't know the name of the company yet. So I was like, what are you talking about? Nah, I don't like that. No, don't try to run my company. And then they still wanted him.
The only thing I hit Diggy with is said, when you turn 16, are you gonna be wanting to wear something called Space Age? I was like, remember, you're on the uprise, so you gotta take this with you. And he thought long and hard, and he came with Chivalrous Culture, and I said, what do you know about chivalry?
He has to be the perfect clothing, the perfect sneakers, and Saul had to run through that till he finally came up with Chivalrous Culture.
And if you have those ethics and those morals, then you can go and start different brands and let that emulate for what you want to stand for.
So I tell Diggy, this is big that the Vita family, that the Dabbas believe in Diggy now. Wow.
That's why I love the name of chivalrous culture. I mean, stands for something. There's a lot of meaning for what that represents.
I said, you find out what chivalry means, and if you intend on being that type of person, then we'll go forward with it. He's like, okay, cool.
And then as he was signing his chivalrous culture deal with Saul, he exploded onto the music scene, took over Twitter and came with this thing. He had a bidding war with music. So Diggy's like, wow. So I was like, cool, that's cool, but we still got to translate Diggy's stardom into chivalrous culture. Brings back in Rashid. Rashid and Diggy are in the lab.
I said, I'll put the little business plan together with your thoughts. And we sat and we built and we built and we built.
We did a 2011 pair of sneakers for 2011. We put them online. We immediately sold maybe 800 pairs, something. I don't know the number. And so we're happy with that. We're happy with that number, knowing at $85 a pair, we could sell 1,000 sneakers quickly. That's good for us. It's just a very special thing that'll evolve as we're patient with it in time. We don't really fight, but we're really friends.
The Simmons brothers, they give you the broad word of wisdom. That you have to take that word of wisdom and now turn it into mincemeat. Chop it up, make it define your life.
We have a connection to the NBA. We have a big initiative going into Sears for some new Run Athletic male sneakers, and the flavor of the future is Diggy.
The association we have in the marketplace gives us true dignity and respect for what we're doing.
When you start throwing around numbers like 700-800 million, it's like close to $1 billion. It's a kind of a powerhouse.
That's us, the Three Kings.